Dear Hecht followers, I never thought I would reach the 1000 subscribers with this YouTube channel when I started it last year. So this is getting really serious now. So I try to speak now during the screen records to give you a more deeper informations and my findings around Unified. But I completely underestimated the effort of this, so I hope you like the result. Please leave a comment on what you think. Enjoy this video about first steps with custom web controls. For better understanding, I start with the example in CIOS and download the existing application example for it. So after the download, you need to unzip it to use it. So you see this is you see this number. This is the GID. Later on, I want to tell you more about this ID. And to add it to your project, so you open the project folder, go to user files. This folder is empty. Add a new folder and name it custom control. It's important that you write it in this way, and you can add the whole control you downloaded. If you go to your project and open a screen, since update 3, you have the possibility to refresh your controls. If you have not this version, you need to close and reopen the project to get this control in TIA portal. I add one tag to this control to force the value. So I go to the property. I need to search not soons. What's the name of it? Yeah, gouge value. Sorry, I don't see it. And connect the value from the IO field next to the custom web control to force it. And I disable the appearance. I don't want this frame in runtime. So you see, if I modify the value, the custom web control works. So we go back to TI portal. I want to add some soons in this control. Everything less than 20 is for me green. I want to add something like a warning between 30 and 30, and I want to add it to yellow. And if it's higher than 40, it needs to go to red because it's my critical. So you see, you can easily add the zones to it. If you go to runtime, you see the new zones we added. And if you press F12 in the Chrome browser, the debugging is open. And if you go to this folder, you see a resource folder, and inside a resource folder is this index file. So this index file is the source code of your custom web control. You see there's some mathematical stuff to add this color and the zones. So I set a breakpoint to the change value, and you see he jumps into, and the new value is 50. I set it, and yeah, you can jump the single steps to have a better understanding how the control works, or if you have an error, how to fix it. So you see, after I release the breakpoint, he has updated the control. So if you unzip your custom web control, you see, okay, this is the GID number, and we want to modify it. But first you see 3 folders. The first one is the asset. So this includes the icon you see in TIA portal. The second is the control, which has the complete logic for your control. And the last one is the manifest. This is a JSON file, which is more or less the interface to TIA portal. So to modify the GID, I use a freeware generator. So I add this link to the description of this video. It's GUIDgenerator.com. So you can add only use uppercases, and you want to add braces to your code. So and we generate a new code. So this is better than add only or modify only one value to it. And so you replace the name of the folder with this GID. And if we need to add it to the manifest, so if we add it with Notepad, you see here the GID is linked and we modify it. It is important that it has the same ID than the folder. And you see there's the name gauge meter, so we modify it too because we want to create our own control. So I replace it with hashed control, and the display name is the name you see in TIA portal if you add this control. So I'm the author, so I'm the hashed, and I don't need this keyword, so I delete it first. And we save now this file. And go to the asset. So in the asset is, you see this is at the moment is a logo from the gauge control, and the data format doesn't matter. So if you have a GIF, bitmap, PNG, so you can add it too. But you see it's an ICO file, so I want to use this file type too. So there's also, I use a free GUID Generator, so I upload my own icon, and this freeware tool generates me an icon in this ICO file. You see I have uploaded a GIF, and now I downloaded this file, so you don't need to do this. So you can add your own file, but what you see, this ICO file is smaller from the size, so it makes no sense if you add, I don't know, 3 megabyte a bitmap as an icon. This makes no sense. So this icon is later displayed in the TIA portal, and that it is displayed. So I copy the name of it and go back to the manifest file, and you see there's the identity of the icon, and I modify it to my name, this new logo I generated, and save the file. After this modifications, I want to add this control to TIA portal. It is important if you want to add it. So if you zip the whole folder, this does not work. So you get an error message if you want to add this now, because the structure in the folder has changed. You see you have a subfolder with the same name. So we delete it, and better is to select the 3 folders and generate, in this case, a zip folder. So if you open it now, you would see it has the same structure. So we open again, or we go to the TIA portal project and add the CustomWebControl with the new icon and the new GID. And if we refresh it, you see we have this hashed control in TIA portal, so it has at the moment no more functionality than the existing control. But what we have modified was the GID and the icon. And in the next video, I want to explain to you how you modify the manifest and link it to the control. You see, you have these interfaces, and these interfaces are defined in this manifest file. And we take a look to this in the next video. I hope you enjoyed and have a good time.